Well, hey, everybody. I'm glad to be with you in your community groups, and I've just finished recording Press Pause for this upcoming Sunday, and so you are obviously in your group to discuss what we talked about. And I want to ask you a question kind of right off the bat. In your service, in your Christian walk, when were you the most fulfilled? I want you to share that with your group. You can stop it right here if you want to. When were you the most fulfilled? Because honestly, and I want to kind of go backwards from how I did it in the message, one of the things that service does is it enables you to feel fulfilled and to basically have the sense of purpose that God has for you. And so as I read the scripture and as I thought about it, I realized that God has all along been using people to pour into me so that I then in turn can pour into others, that I can glorify God, and that as I give to others by glorifying God and serving them, they're then able to do the exact same thing. And this really actually, carries on for generations and has an eternal impact. And so that was important for me. And so I want you to think about, when were you the most fulfilled? And maybe you can even challenge this. There may be some of you that say, you know what? I went through a season of serving and it didn't go well. And I want you to ask yourself this question. Was it because God didn't come through, or was it because you were injured by another person? And maybe you can talk a little bit about that, because I'm fully aware that it's easy to be injured by another person. And kind of going backwards again, we talked about that you're for God. And, we talk for a long time about the term worship service. And so when you think about worship service, I want you to spend some time talking about how you serve God by serving others. Remember, we said you can't, serve God or give to God because He's given you everything and He can basically take it or I guess produce it on His own without you. And so that's the second thing I want you to think about is, how do you view serving God? What are some of the things that you have put forth in order to serve God? And then third, I want us to look for the fact that we are for others. Now, this is really interesting because basically everybody says that they're for others. So you could take any movement in our culture, and you can certainly think of those, and I don't want to call any one of them out because I'm not speaking about a specific one, but any movement in our society, and they believe they are for others. And the question becomes, what's the distinctive between a Christian's worldview, between a Christian's offering and the offering that any of these other organizations might have? So maybe you can talk about that. You can even mention specific ones if you want to. What do they offer that says, I'm for you? And what do we as Christians offer in regards to being for other people? And then finally, I want you to think about this. Share a time in which you got committed, a little overcommitted in making a point and lost your focus on making a difference. A time in which you got so hyper-focused on making a point that you lost your voice and your ability to make a difference. I think these questions could certainly be helpful for your group and give you a little bit of time to discuss the message. I know you'll have the study guide as well. I thank you for tuning in every week and being a part of it. We'll be right back to our series on beautiful design next week. God bless you, and you guys have a wonderful group.